Okay, welcome back everybody. Had to get situated. My phone was running out of space, so I had to delete some stuff, and then we're going to just keep on going from where we left off. This part 2 of LiltXL Speaks on the COVID-19 pandemic, or coronavirus, basic facts. Okay, we're going to start off. We stopped at precautions. So what we're going to move to is our final thoughts on the vaccines, and that's our last one we got. We're going to go through a 5-step process on how vaccines are made. Vaccines is what the government is working on right now, and usually the vaccines, they have to go through trial testing. They go through trial testing and take up to a year. This will be the fastest virus vaccine that we ever created. And so, like I said before, I wouldn't say that it's all bad, but just know that this is the fastest that we ever made a vaccine because it's an emergency. So they might not be doing the full 100% rigorous testing that they usually do, but we pray that everything works out to the best that it can. Okay, so I'm just going to let you know the 5-step process on how they actually make the vaccines. The first thing that they do is generate an antigen, and the antigen is an antigen is a cell or something that tells our human body to react when there's something that is making it sick or infecting you. It's like sends off signals to your body to go ahead and try and fight it. So the first they generate an antigen. Second, they release that antigen, and they want to extract it from all the other proteins and other things that are not needed as well. And they isolate it, so they just have a full thing of just antigens as well. And the goal is to just let go of extra things. So third step in this process is to purify, and it's a method of separating the material. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the word. It goes through a process called chromatography or ultrafiltration. As you can see, that is when ultrafiltration is very self-explanatory. Just like a lot of people that have bad water, like Louisiana, we got bad waters in our faucet systems. So a lot of people have purifiers and filtered water that they drink. It's just extracting all of the nasty things that could hurt us out of the water. So you're just drinking purely clear water. So, and that is how they do on the third step, is to purify it. Fourth step, they strengthen it. They want to strengthen it, stabilize it so it can last as long as possible, and it has the greatest effect on trying to fight and get rid of the virus. They add an adjuvant so it can enhance the immune system response as well. And 5 is just to distribute, combine and mix all of the stuff into a single vessel or a vial, and then they distribute it all across America. Okay, so 5 steps: you got generate an antigen, release and isolate, purify, strengthen, and distribute. And that's how the 5 things that you got to do when they're making vaccines. And once they do those 5 steps of creating a vaccine, then they have to go through trial testing. And trial testing is when you're gonna have to have either people that are already sick, or there's some people that, for scientific purposes, they volunteer to see if the vaccine works on them. Because if we have 325 million people in the United States, and you're gonna have to know, like, does it react to somebody with this type of disease or this type of condition that they're born with or something like that. You want to make sure it doesn't have any negative effects. Is there anything that does it have to work around people with different allergies or people that are allergic to certain type of chemicals? Because they use all different types of chemicals. I believe in the the last flu virus that we had the H1N1. We used to have the swine flu, the Ebola. And when they're making those vaccines, it sounds a little weird, but they've been doing it for years and years and years. Like, they use like chicken eggs, spider eggs, a lot of different things. I don't really mess with vaccines, but just so you guys know. And you can also check out all of this stuff, and that's on the history of vaccines.org. All these websites are 100% official. Most of them are .gov or .org, And coronavirus, jumping back to the first video when I was explaining what is the coronavirus, then I was actually explaining how is a hybrid virus a combination of two or more viruses put together. Okay, and now they actually, it was a strand of SARS, because I told you about the SARS that came from the animal civets, the ones that look like anteaters. Okay, SARS, then a little hyphen thing, then COV for the COVID, and then a dash 2. So it's SARS-COVID-2. That's actually the elemental name, or like the genetic makeup of the virus. So it's saying it's a strand of SARS and a coronavirus mixed together. And that's how the coronavirus was made. And also, one thing that you do want to be informed about, and I'm going to definitely do a whole nother different video on this, but the difference with this virus is that it actually contains, the cells that get into our body that make us sick from the coronavirus are very, very small. Very, very, very small. And they can just spread and cause total chaos in your body system. But they're actually called nanoparticles. They're very, very tiny. Like I said, like I can't even make the space. Like a tiny grain of salt, but probably even smaller than a tiny grain of salt. Okay, and they're below 100 nanometers. So you can't even barely see a nanometer. Even if it was 100, but it's saying below 100. These are the nanoparticles that are inside of this virus. And they're actually used for science, biology, and technology. They're using it for research and stuff to see how it affects us, what it does to our bodies, what it does to our brains, and a lot of things like that. And sometimes they could, they possess unformity, so they're formless. They can move, wiggle, and gooey, like the lava lamps and stuff like that. That's how they look. And they can be conducting. They can have conductor properties. Also, sorry, I had a little bug right there. They can have conductor properties, or they can have special properties. As far as like electricity. Electricity may affect it. Say a signal. If they're using it for technological purposes as well, so they're trying to see how the technology can also affect the nanoparticles as well. But we will get into a lot of that later on, but I just wanted to give the basic facts of this coronavirus pandemic and this virus, Covid-19. So anybody that has any questions, you can always hit me up on my social media. This is the first episode of Season 2, LiltXL Speaks. I love y'all so much for, if you watch this entire video, make sure you go back, go in the description, do some research for yourself so you know exactly what it is. I know a lot of people are panicking, but if you know what it is, you can protect yourself easier. So, like I said, I want to thank y'all all for coming. Bless everybody. My name is LiltXL. I will be coming back with way more videos. We got a lot of topics to discuss this season. And I just want y'all to be safe, be informed, take care of your loved ones. Make sure you practice the guidelines that are being put out before us. Practice the guidelines that's being put out before us. And also just stay positive, stay waving, y'all. We're going to get through this. This is going to pass over us eventually. This isn't going to be the end of the world, so don't, freak yourself out about things like that, okay? love you again. My links are in the description if you want to follow me on my other social media pages as far as Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. I got other YouTube pages with different things on it. Um, I have my YouTube. I have my daughters. My daughters, they have their own website. But that's all gonna be in the description. Also, I said all of the links for where all this information comes from is all public knowledge, all public information. Not just that it's only on the websites. Our governments hold hearings about this. We have the World Health Organization, the Center for Disease Control, Justice Department, the FEMA Department. They actually hold hearings with the heads of all of those companies. They be like hours long. Them sitting in the halls of Congress, sitting in the rooms and like debating different stuff about it for hours and hours. And they talk about all of this. They talk about everything that I have went through. So all of this stuff is out there, but now you have it all in one little package form, so you don't have to grab here, grab here, grab here, grab here, grab here. I just grab them all, put them all in a package for you, give it to you, okay? So if you find with this type of interpretation, or not just interpretation, but are you fine with learning this way better, if it helps you, then I'm always going to continue to do LiltXL Speaks. But I would really enjoy if you push subscribe and comment, like, and share this to all of your friends. Like I said, once again, thank you all for joining. I wish you nothing but peace and blessings and positivity, great positive energy and vibes sent to you. Love and blessings. LiltXL Speaks. This is episode 1 of season 2. Thank you very much, and we'll be back soon.